Hi, this is Sonia with Artsy Solutions, and welcome to the Scrappy 8 Challenge. And it's hosted by the ladies of the Scrappy 8 Facebook group, and which I'm now a part of. And so the prompt for August is salt. So I've decided I'm just going to make some simple little old embellishments, and I'm going to use it with some watercolors. And I have here is just this little watercolor pad, Master's Touch. I'm not like super familiar with like watercolors, but anyway, I have Googled some of the watercolor techniques using salt, because they say that salt absorbs water. So my goal is to get some colors of the salt on here, and then of course I'm going to take the salt off of the page, but then I'm going to add some of that colored salt back on and add some mixed media with it, and we're going to see what we can come up with. So to start out, I'm just going to take 2 pages of this watercolor paper, and I'm going to create a scenery. Well, not really a scenery. I'm just going to put some watercolors on here, 2 of them. And I'm probably going to do, I guess I'm going to use blue and green. So I'm just going to use some watercolor markers. And I'm going to use, let's see, just a random watercolor. Now this one I'm not using a whole lot of water on. I'm just going to paint it on, and it's going to be kind of thick. I should have put water on the page first, but it's fine. I think I'm just going to let the water kind of dribble down. And then I'm just going to add a little bit more up here. And what I'm going to do, which I should have gotten prepared, is I've got some kosher salt, which is your big, like, coarse salt. Put some in here. And then we've got our our fine salt, you know, just your regular salt that you use. All right, so I'm going to put some coarse salt. I'm going to put both coarse salt and some detailed salt on here. And I'm just going to let it fully dry. And I'm going to use green on this next one. So let me just add a little bit of water to get that loose. And then we're just going to do, I think I'm going to use this color green. And I'm just going to paint it on there. And so the salt, from what I had seen, the salt reacted more so to the paint that had like more water than it did color. But we're just going to see. I think I just added this. No, it's the same color. And add a little bit of water to there. And we're just going to let that dribble down, because I have plans to use both the background and the salt, because the salt's going to turn colors, and I like that. Okay. Now I think I'm going to add a little bit of green over here and some blue over here. So let's do that. Okay, and then I'm just going to take some more salt and just let it pick it up or absorb the colors or the water and colors. And we're going to let that completely dry, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so both of these are dry, and I let them each dry for about 20 to 30 minutes each, and then I kind of got impatient and took the heating tool to it. But you can kind of see the salt and the textures and stuff like that. So I'm getting ready to take the salt off of it. And matter of fact, let me just I'm going to put it on this paper right here, and I'm just going to scrape it off, and you can see the colors that it absorbed. I like that. And then you can see where the salt was, how it lifted up some of the colors. And I like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some matte medium I'm actually going to leave, there's still like little hints of salt on here, like just very little still on here. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this salt to the side because I don't want to lose it and mess it up. I'm going to take some Crackle paste. Now this is translucent. And I'm going to mix, let me see. I'm going to mix some of that salt with this Crackle paste. And so the Crackle is already going to give it texture. But I want some of this colorful salt, especially with this being translucent. I just want to see what kind of effect it'll have being translucent and that salt showing through. Let's see. And I'm just putting it on here, no rhyme or reason. Like I said, I'm going to make some embellishments out of it. So, but I just wanted to have some Crackle on there. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but we're going to see. Let's do it some more to put on this one. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry some, and then I'm probably going to take the heating gun to it too. So, but yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so it's dry now. You can kind of see some of the crackle a little bit. Well, the salt, some of it, this texture, some of it stayed on and some of it's not really staying on. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of this Collage medium and I'm just going to run it over top of where the texture is. And this is just going to kind of seal in the, it's going to seal the texture in. Now it's going to probably have a shiny finish, but I might be able to fix that some kind of way. So I'm just going to put Collage medium over this whole, both of these entire papers, and we're just going to let all that dry. Okay, so these are pretty much dry. I took the heating tool to it and they're staying on there, nothing's crumbling off. And so what I'm going to do is I want to make some embellishments out of these, just little old mini embellishments. So what I'm going to do first is I want to create like the number 8. So I'm just going to kind of like rough sketch the number 8, and then or the top half of the number 8. And so I folded this in half so that when I cut it, it's going to automatically cut into that shape. But I'm going to get this little middle piece first. We're just going to go ahead and cut right on in the center. Because to me, it's easier to do it like that, because then you have more, you can use the paper surrounding that inner circle to grip. And to me, it does better when you do like that. Then we're just going to cut around the circle. And this is going to form a template. And I'm going to use the same template to cut out the number 8. I hope it works. Yes, it works. Okay. And I'm going to just basically trace around it. I'm going to come over towards the end because I'm going to use the rest of these for other things. But I'm just going to trace around the number 8. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the area, part of the area near where the number 8 is. I'm just going to go straight up. Then I'm just going to glue this to the back of this. I'm going to take a little piece of this ribbon, this glitter ribbon. I know it looks all shiny, but we're going to be grunging some stuff up. Believe it. So I'm just going to fold this down. And let me just go ahead and glue these two together so that they stay glued right here. And then I'm going to add some glue. Down in here. Because this is going to come up out from the number 8. And then after this is completely dry, I'm going to cut around the number 8. You know what I should have did? I should have cut the number 8 out first. This will ensure that it's not moving around, you know, as you're cutting, so that you can get the front and the back accurate size, or as close to as accurate sizes as you need. Okay, so we have our number 8, and while it's still not completely dry, I can go ahead and add the ribbon, because I'm going to make this into like a little dangle. That's kind of tall. Maybe I should take some of that off, because I don't need it too big. I'm not going to lace the ribbon. I'll use it in another project, but I don't need that much coming out. And we're just going to let that sit and dry for a little bit. And now we're going to glue, and slide that over, the rest of this. Okay, so now that that's pretty much dry, I'm going to run some archival ink over top of this ribbon, and then I'm also going to take some archival ink. Let me just kind of dab it in the middle, and I'm going to go around the center of this number 8. So I'm trying to make sure I get some ink in there in the middle. And I kind of like how it left that highlighted texture area right there. And we're just going to distress the edges. And I'm using that Coffee Ranger archival ink. And let's see. Now I'm just going to take this Liquitex Basics. And this is fluid, matte fluid medium, And I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna measure, but I'm just gonna take a little bit of it, and just a drop of this golden raw umber, or maybe 2 drops. And then I'm just gonna get a brush, and I'm just gonna mix the 2 together. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to coat this number 8. And it's going to give it that finish, that burnt, not the burnt, but like the vintage distressed look. And then I'm just going to take a wipe, just a little old baby wipe, And I'm going to dab some of that off. But what it's going to do is it's going to leave that color around the lifted up edges, like where the salt and stuff like that was. But I'm also going to go on the inside of like where the 8 is. Now I might leave some of the color in there because I like it. I like that without wiping it off, because that kind of defines the edges a little bit better. So I like that look. So we'll probably leave that there. And then we're going to flip it over and we're going to do the same thing. Just going to paint it on, and then we'll be wiping it off with the wipe. But before I let that hang and dry, I just want to see if some of these little leftover salt crystals, what it'll look like with those on top of it. I don't know if it's going to dry like that, but I'm going to see. Oops. I may have to come back and add some, what do you call it? That collage medium, but we'll see. I'm just going to leave that there for now. Actually, before I even finish letting that dry, I'm going to add the letter S on there. And this is some of that string that I had dyed when I was doing some resting and stuff. So I'm just going to basically, I'm going to make this the letter S, and it's going to stand for like Scrappy 8. So S. And I'm just going to kind of go around where the glue is. And in this instance, I'm gonna have to do one side at a time, I think. Because I do want to put, well, I might just have the S on one side and not the other side, because I want this to stay in place. I'm thinking in this case I probably should just put some collage medium, but we're just going to see how well this art glitter glue does. I think it'll still do okay, the art glitter glue. And yeah, I think it'll do okay. So while that's drying, I'm going to set it to the side, and we're going to work on our other embellishments. And I'm going to leave this here, and I'm actually going to dab some of this on there. Not a whole lot, because I want to keep some of that bluish and greenish color. But I've also got some of that salt mixed in here. I don't know, I decided I wanted to go ahead and add a little bit more on there, just that way they can all show the raised up looking areas of where the salt was. Okay, so this is pretty much dry, and I'm just trying to fill out like what I'm going to make. So I'm just taking some different pieces of ephemera that I made. Actually, some of these are years ago, as in like plural. And we're just going to see what we have in here that might match. So let's see. I'll probably have this hanging down. And I'm just going to take some brads, not brads, but eyelets. If I have enough of the same color, I'm really going to have to buy some more. See if I can find some silver that match. Let's see, are these two the same? Yeah, that's two of the same. So let's just go ahead and make sure this is going to go on correctly. I want it to hang down. Let me turn it around like this. I want it to hang down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and punch some holes. Let me make sure that I line it up where I need the holes to go. Alright. I'm just going to take the Crop-a-dile and we're going to punch our holes. There's one there. And one there. Hopefully that's kind of even. And then we're just going to add our eyelets. Make sure I get it in there good. Oh, I messed it up. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, I got that right. Let's see, was that other one the right color? So I've decided I'm just going to make a floral embellishment, and I'm going to cut this down to size to fit this one and this one because it's too small to fit any of these others. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we got our two flowers, and I'm just gonna add just a hint of red. If I can spray it. This is Glimmer Mist. I've had this for quite a little while. Well, if I can get it to spray. Okay, so this one's going to have the blue on top of it, and this is going to have the red on top of it. And we're just going to distress around the edges. And we're, well, Maybe we won't. I'm just going to shape this. Now, I know this is not the correct way to shape it, but this is the way I'm going to shape it. And I'm just picking it up from the middle, and I'm just kind of scrunching it up. And do this one the same way. I'm kind of lift it up. You are supposed to take the little knob thing. I do have the stuff that you are supposed to use to shape it, but I don't feel like shaping it. I don't feel like taking all that out. I'm basically just squeezing it and scrunching it, and then it'll take some type of a shape. And then I'm just going to add some instead of archival ink, I think I might use some distress. I might use some oxide. No, I better use some I better use archival ink, that way it stays on here. Now this is really, really thick, which is what I want, because it, you know, it's showing on both sides. And it makes a great embellishment from scrap. You could basically just squeeze it, just push up your petals, and while they're pushed up, bend them back. Now, if it was just, and this is paper, but because of all the media that's on there, it's become like much thicker. So I don't know if you would have the same results if you were to use those tools, the correct shaping tools. These little things here, and if you just put it on like a sponge or some type of soft surface, and then you would like knead it around until you get to, you know, the size that you want. But I'm not going through all that. To me, this is quicker. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to glue these together, and you could use a combination of, you could either use your art glitter glue or your other stuff, the collage medium. I think I might use collage medium. So I want to make sure that it's absolutely going to stay. And so I'm just going to put some of this on here, paint it on, put this down in there, and squeeze it so it can take shape. And then I think I'm going to add, no, that's too big. Actually, I think I'm going to add this one this side. But on this side, I'm going to add like maybe a blue or a gold center. I think blue is okay. We'll go with blue. And so while we wait on that to dry, I'm wondering if I can put this back here. Yeah, I think I will. I'm gonna also use some matte medium, collage medium on here. And do the same thing to this. And then we're just going to let that dry. And then I'm just going to take this leftover piece right here. And I think I will let this hang down from there. Maybe I'll use this color. I'll do blue. And I think I'm going to put, yeah. First, I'm going to glue this on. On one side. And then I want to glue the other one up against it. And you may want to put some books or something heavy on these so that they stay together. Okay, so now I'm just going to take I'm just going to punch a hole in this little thing right here, because it's kind of already got like an area where the hole is supposed to be at. I'm just going to reinforce it. And I'm just going to run a little piece of this what do you call it, this beaded string through there, if it'll fit. I'm hoping it'll fit. Okay, so I had put this in upside down, so I turned it right side up and put this through here. And I want to add this little bead into it. It's not the same color because I couldn't find any more of the ones that were this like copper color. So I'm just going to use this silver, but I think it'll be okay. Because I can always add some alcohol ink color to it. So if I can get this in here. Because it's going to hang down off of here. But I need something else right here before. I'm going to go ahead and punch a little hole in here with my Crop-a-dile. And I guess I could put an eyelet in there if I have any more. All right, I'm gonna put, actually before I put this in here, I think I'm gonna put something over top of that. Okay, so let's see if we can find something that looks good with it. Since I've already got a hole right here, I'm gonna go ahead and punch a hole in this, preferably in the middle, so it can line up with that. And I need to distress it. And then I also need to, let's see, this is going to have to line up somewhere along here, I guess. So I guess I'll punch a hole right here. I'm going to distress these edges. Let me just move all this out the way. And I'm going to emboss my little images. I don't want to lose that, so I'm going to put that there. And ink this. Basically, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some clear detail embossing powder and an emboss it pen. Once I find it. Yeah, I'm just going to take this clear emboss it pen and get my little piece of embossing paper or something similar. For the black ones, I'm going to take the black embossing tool, the black embossing pen. But for, hold on. I do need to kind of highlight. Actually, if my red works, let me see. I'm actually going to add a little bit of red onto these bolts just to kind of give it some color. And I'm going to kind of go around the edge. Of this butterfly. And just to make it pop, I'm also going to go around this butterfly with a little bit of black. And then I think I'll do the same thing with some of this. Okay, oops. Let me just back up a little bit. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and glue these on. I'm just gonna add glue to this little area here. And I'm hoping it's going to glue on okay with it, because I kind of had trouble, not this one, but I had trouble with my little old flowers staying stuck together. So we shall see if I'm going to continue to have problems or not. Well, I shouldn't have to worry about it because I'll be adding the eyelet in here, so I should be okay. Now that I think about it, yeah, I'll be okay. Alright, so now we're going to put this on here. Let me just go ahead and glue it. Oh, I don't know how to get it to, it's not gonna go in the same direction. Doggone it. Yeah, and that's not gonna look right. I need something over here. I guess I'm just gonna randomly, I don't know, maybe this will still look okay to the side. It's gonna have to, because that's what I want to use. Yeah, I'm just gonna glue this on. I'm gonna turn it. Yeah, I like that. I can live with it. Okay, so now, let's see. We're going to go ahead and start assembling this. And I might just put some music on, and I want to assemble this, and I might, I'll probably idle this up too as well. And I'll just, you'll see what I'm doing as I do it. Okay, so I finally finished them. My little Scrappy 8 salt. And I just made some embellishments out of my little salt textured watercolor paper. So here's one of them, and I just added some die cuts and things that I just had laying around. So here's one, and then you can make this into like a, I'm probably gonna make this into a dangle, because that's what I should have did, but we'll see. But that's double-sided. And then I made these two little die cut flowers, Tim Holtz florals, and I added some of these little jump ring things that I made, little ephemera bits, and I'll have a link in the description on how I made these. Basically, I just took like a little circle punch, and I had punched these, added some glossy accents and some string, and added these little eyelets on here. Not eyelets, but jump rings. And then you can just, they can hang off of something, you know, like onto your journals or whatever. And then also, here's a little 8 that I created for Scrappy 8. And I just added just a little old ball that can like dangle, and you can use a paper clip on it. And this right here just basically clipped on here. You could actually clip this onto something else. Matter of fact, let's see. I could clip these two together. See how that dangles or whatever? I think I'll do that, yeah. Yeah, I think I will. And then you can also clip this to a journal or something. So you could just clip it on something, you know. I like that, and add it as an embellishment somewhere, you know, to the side or on the spine. You know, there are all kinds of ways you can, you know, use these and stuff. So that's one way. And then we have this right here. And it also has a jump ring on there where you can add this to something. So many ways to use it. I think I want to leave that on there. I like that. But yeah, so this is my Scrappy 8 challenge for salt. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos, blog, and social media sites. And check out the Scrappy 8 Facebook page, where each month there's a prompt and you get to make something from it. So thank you so much, and happy crafting.